There's a current, I think, that moves through our world. It's often powerful, yet we can easily misunderstand it.
Yeah, mistake it for something else entirely, perhaps.
Exactly.
So today we're going to, well, explore this force a bit, try to get a real sense of its nature.
And how it shows up, right? The surprising ways it appears around us.
Mm-hmm. It's not about the noise, the constant clamor we often hear.
No, this feels deeper, something more timeless, maybe. It touches our lives.
And it might just be that real strength, true strength, is found in places we don't typically look.
Okay, so where do we start? What's the foundation here?
Well, at its heart, this principle is about valuing others.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Looking out for their interests.
Above oneself.
Yes, moving beyond selfish ambition or that kind of empty pride. Vain conceit, you could say?
So it's a shift in focus then. Instead of always pushing ourselves forward, needing that recognition.
It becomes about lifting others up. Serving without needing the applause.
Loving without the spotlight. What gives that its power?
Well, I think what's really compelling is that the strongest examples, the most profound demonstrations, often involve real personal sacrifice.
Sacrifice and service to others.
Exactly.
You mean actions that really speak louder than words.
Like the image of washing feet. Such a powerful symbol of humility, of service.
Or bearing a cross. An ultimate sacrifice, really, for others.
And these acts, crucially, aren't presented as weakness. They embody a profound kind of strength.
What is it about those acts that resonates so deeply, do you think? Even now.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how this very old principle still works in our world today.
It does. But maybe not always loudly.
Often not. It tends to unfold quietly, a kind of subtle but really transformative influence, maybe like a quiet revolution.
A quiet revolution. I like that phrase, especially when everything else feels so noisy, competitive.
Right.
So how does this quiet approach actually, make a difference, create change?
It works by creating space. Space for others to step into, to flourish, to be recognized.
So sometimes it means we have to consciously step back.
Exactly. Make way for someone else, maybe without even needing anyone to notice us doing it.
That actually brings to mind, wasn't there that situation in 2025 with the tech CEO in Sweden?
Oh, yes, that's a perfect example. A major award nomination, huge recognition.
And she withdrew her name. Why? What was the thinking there?
Well, her reasoning really gets to the heart of this. She reportedly just said, he deserved the recognition. This was never about me.
Wow. This was never about me. That's quite a statement.
It is. It shows such a deep understanding of where real impact can lie. Beyond the self.
And didn't that cause quite a stir? That act of humility?
It absolutely did. Sparked conversations all across the business world, apparently.
Makes you think, doesn't it? About what we value in leadership, what real success looks like.
And what kind of broader impact actions like that can have. It challenges the usual narrative.
And it's not just in these big, high-profile cases, is it?
No, not at all. We see echoes of this everywhere.
Yeah.
In everyday life. In actions by people who, aren't famous at all.
Like that story about the retired veteran in Ohio, was it?
Yeah, that's the one. No fanfare, no seeking acknowledgement.
He just cleans the local park every morning.
Every morning before anyone else is really around.
Yeah.
Quietly tidying up.
What motivates someone to do that day after day with no reward?
When someone finally asked him, his answer was simple. He said, this is how I say thank you for the peace I've been given.
Just gratitude.
Yeah.
An act of service born from gratitude.
Performed with absolutely no desire for recognition. What's the power in that, in those unseen acts?
And yet it seems his quiet work did have an impact, even unseen.
That's the remarkable part. His actions, though quiet, apparently inspired the whole community.
People notice the result, the clean park, even if they don't see him doing it.
Right. So why is that quiet way so effective? It kind of pushes back against that idea that focusing on others makes you weaker somehow.
Exactly. That's the common misconception, isn't it? That humility is passive or maybe lacks drive.
But these examples suggest the complete opposite.
Yeah. It's not about putting yourself down. It seems to be about elevating others.
And in doing that, you generate this wider positive effect.
It suggested this can actually multiply things like peace and respect, even influence, but in a different way.
Yes. How does that happen, though? How does putting others first create that ripple?
Well, perhaps the deepest part is it connects us to something more meaningful, a sense of purpose beyond just ourselves.
When our focus shifts from just our needs, our ambitions,
To the well-being of others around us.
it taps into something bigger, something lasting.
So as we think about this powerful, often unseen principle, the core idea really comes back around, doesn't it?
It does. To that quiet strength found in genuinely valuing and serving others.
Which leads to a question for all of us, I suppose.
Where might we find opportunities in our own lives to serve quietly without needing the recognition?
And what strength might we discover in ourselves or unleash in the world through doing that?
It's a compelling thought to sit with.
It really is. Maybe true impact. Maybe it doesn't always come from the big stage, the spotlight,
Perhaps it often arises from those unseen efforts, the quiet contributions,
the ones that lift others up, that benefit people in ways we might not even fully grasp.
a powerful reflection to carry forward.